We coming home tonight.
Magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. This is Evonnie Almiñe. Our topic for today is all about sequences where we are going to generate patterns. So a sequence is a set of numbers in a specific order. Each number in a set is what we call as term. So each term in the given sequences can be written as an algebraic function of its position. The first term can be denoted as a sub 1, the second term can be denoted as a sub 2, and up to the last term, which is a sub n. So for example, we have to give the three terms of this sequence: 3, 5, 7, 9. So we are going to give the three terms or the three next terms. So we have the sequence 3, 5, 7, and 9. Of course, the first step is we have to look for the pattern. So what is the pattern in this sequence? So as you can see, there is a pattern which is the constant term being added from the preceding term to get the next term. So 3 and 5, what is the difference? Of course, 2. Then here, 5 and 7, 2. And 7 and 9, 2. So therefore, to obtain the next term, we have to add 9 and 2 para makuha po natin yung next term. So 9 plus 2, we have 11. Then 11 plus 2, you have a 13. 13 plus 2, you have 15. So therefore, the next three sequences or the next three terms of this sequence are 11, 13, and 15. Let's have another example. So find the eighth term of the sequence: 4, negative 1, negative 6, and negative 11. So this time around, we are going to find 8th term. Ibig sabihin, that is a sub 8. So what we're going to do, of course, is we have to look for the pattern of this sequence. So what is the pattern? So paano po natin malalaman ang pattern? Of course, we have to take a look kung meron po siyang common difference or yung common ratio or kung ano po yung common number na ina-add, minomultiply, dinidivide, or sinosubtract para makuha yung next term. So in this case, 4 and negative 1, negative 6, and negative 11. So what have you observed? So negative 5 is being added to the preceding term para po makuha natin yung succeeding term or the next term. So, di ba? Kung napapansin ninyo, the difference between 4 and negative 1 is negative 5. Same goes with 1 and negative 1 and negative 6. So you have negative 5. Dito is negative 5. So therefore, we are going to add negative 5 to negative 11 hanggang marating po natin si a sub 8. So you have, so what comes next dito? Negative 11 plus negative 5, you have negative 16. Then, negative 21. Then what comes next? Negative 26. Negative 31. So, negative 31 is what a term na po siya. So, from here, you have a sub 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Therefore, a sub 8 is equal to negative 31. So, it is very easy to generate and describe a pattern. So, as long as po na nakita nyo agad kung ano yung pattern, so it is very easy for us to find or to obtain the next term.
We coming home tonight.
Okay, now let us differentiate finite and infinite sequences. So when we say finite sequence, these are the terms or these are the sequences which has a last term and a first term. So kapag sinabi naman po nating infinite sequences, from the word itself, infinite, meaning it has no ending. So, ibig pong sabihin, there is a first term but no last term. So, let me give you an example of finite sequence. So, here is an example of finite sequence. So, you have 2, 4, 6, 8. So when we say 2, 4, 6, 8, there is the first term which is 2 and the last term which is 8. So ito po ay isang example ng finite sequence. So pag sinabi naman po nating infinite sequence, katulad ng sinabi ko po kanina, the definition of it, So it has a first term but no last term, like this one. So you have 3, 6, 9, then kapag nakakita po kayo ng tatlong dots, ibig po sabihin yan ay ellipsis, meaning it is endless. So it implies no ending. So this one is an example of infinite sequence. Now let's proceed to listing the terms of a sequence. So as what I have said earlier, a sequence is a set of numbers in a specific order. So now, from the general rule, we are going to list down the terms. So for example, let us have the first 5 terms of this sequence defined by a sub n is equal to 3n plus 1. So we have the general rule. We are going to identify or list all the first 5 terms of the sequence. So of course, since 5 terms yung tinatanong sa atin or yung hinihingi sa atin, we are going to substitute the value of n from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 since 5 terms siya. So let's start with a sub 1. So 3 multiplied by 1 plus 1. So 3 multiplied by 1, you have 3 plus 1 equals 4. Therefore, a sub 1 is 4. Then another one. So since meron na po tayong first term, now let's proceed to the second term, which is a sub 2. So 3n plus 1. Let us substitute n by 2 plus 1. So 3 multiplied by 2, you have 6. Plus 1, you have 7. Therefore, a sub 2 is a sub 7. Now, another one. So, a sub 3 is equal to 3n plus 1. Then 3 multiplied by 3 as the value of n plus 1. So 3 multiplied by 3, you have 9, of course, plus 1, you have 10. Therefore, a sub 3 is equal to 10. Then the next one is a sub 4. So now, let's substitute n again by 4. So you have 3 multiplied by 4, you have 12. Plus 1, you have 13. Therefore, a sub 4 is equal to 13. Okay, now let's have a sub 5 is equal to 3n plus 1. Let us substitute n, of course, by 5. So 3 multiplied by 5 plus 1. 3 times 5 is 15. Plus 1, you have 16. So a sub 5 is equal to 16. Now, let's have the sequence. So you have 4, 7, 10, 30, and 16. Therefore, the first 5 terms of the sequence defined by the general rule a sub n is equal to 3n plus 1 are 4, 7, 10, 13, and 16. Let's have another example. So write the 10th term or give the 10th term of the equation or of the sequence defined by a sub n is equal to 3 raised to n plus 1. So 10th term naman yung kailangan po nating hanapin. So what we're going to do, of course, is to substitute the value of n to 10, of course. So we have a sub 10 is equal to 3 raised to 10 plus 1. Then, we have the value of 3 raised to 10 that is equal to 59,049. So, plus 1, the value of a sub 10 is equal to 59,050. So, therefore, the 10th term of this general rule of the sequence defined by a sub n is equal to 3 raised to n plus 1 is 59,050.
We coming home tonight.
Okay, this time around, we are going to generate a pattern and we have to define an equation from the given sequence. So, for example, let's have the equation of this sequence. So, you have 6, 10, 14, 18. So, you have 6, 10, 14, and 18. Now, aalamin po natin kung ano yung general rule of this sequence. Iisa-isahin po natin. The value of a sub 1 is 6, right? A sub 2 is 10, and a sub 3 is 14, a a sub 4 is 18. So what have you observed? The difference between a sub 1 and a sub 2 is 4. Same goes with a sub 2, a sub 3, and a sub 3 and a sub 4. So a sub 1, this could be 4 times 1 plus 2. I-try po natin. 4 multiplied by 1, that is equal to 4. Plus 2, you have 6. So dito, sa next natin na term, you have 4. This is a constant. Then, since a sub 2 siya, let's have 2 plus 2. Itatry po natin kung 10 yung sagot. 4 multiplied by 2 was the answer. Of course, 8. Plus 2, you have 10. The next one, 4 times 3. Since a sub 3 siya, plus 2, you have 4 times 3, you have 12. Plus 2, you have, of course, 14. Then, the last one is 4. So, a sub 4, you have 4 plus 2 is equal to 18. Now, what could be our general rule or what could be the equation of this sequence? Based from the pattern we have generated, pwede po natin or ito na po yung equation natin. So, finding the last term, you have a sub n is equal to 4, that is the constant. Then 1, 2, 3, 4 are the number of terms. So, that is 4n plus 2. So, therefore, the equation which best describes in this sequence is 4n plus 2.
We coming home tonight.
I'll give you another example para mas lalo po nating maintindihan yung pagbibigay ng equation from the given sequence. So, let's try this one. So, let's have the sequence negative 1, 2, 7, 14, and 23. Now, we are going to write an equation which best describes this sequence. So, same procedure yung kanina, iisa-isahin po natin para mas madali po nating maintindihan at makapag-generate po tayo ng pattern. So, a sub 2, you have positive 2, a sub 3 is 7, a sub 4 is 14, then a sub 5 is 23. Para po mas madali nating makuha yung equation, syempre po, kailangan nating alamin yung relationship ng mga values ni a sub 1 at to a sub 5 with the number of terms or yung number of terms sa number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So, dito po sa a sub 1, ano po ang kinalaman ni number of terms which is 1 sa negative 1. So, sa negative 1, yan po dapat yung makuha nating sagot. Di ba po? So, para makuha natin yung negative 1, following the number of terms, pwede po nating 1. Ano po dapat yung magiging sagot para maging negative 1? Of course, 2. Kasi 1 minus 2, you have negative 1. So, yan lang po yung kailangan nating tandaan. How about po sa a sub 2? Kailangan po yung sagot is 2. So, ano po dapat? So, syempre, 2 minus 2. Diba 0 po yan? Then, gagawin po natin square si 2. Then, what will happen? So, 2 squared, that is equal to 4. Minus 2, you have 2. Diba? Ang mangyayari na po dito is 4 minus 2. Then, how about this 1? Then, 3 minus 2, that is 1. Then, gagawin po natin squared. So, what will happen? That is 9 minus 2, that is equal to 7. So, yan po yung pattern na tinatawag po natin. Yung a sub 4 naman, so 4 is squared minus 2, you have 16 minus 2, that is equal to 14. And lastly, you have 5 squared minus 2, that is equal to 25 minus 2, which is 23. So, babalikan po natin si a sub 1 para po constant siya and the same pa rin. So, you have 1 squared. So, 1 squared po yan. Minus 2, that is still negative 1. So, kung napapansin ninyo po, when we are writing an equation from the given sequence, we are considering the number of terms and of course, a constant term. Yan lang po ang kailangan nating tandaan in order for us to write an nth term or an equation of our sequences. So in this case, what is our nth term? Of course, Following the generated pattern, so you have a sub n is equal to, ang tawag po natin sa 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 ay the number of terms. So you have n squared minus 2. Now, we have the nth term of our sequence. So, pwede na po natin kunin yung ilang number of terms. Diba po yan? Since meron na po tayong general rule. Yes, natapos na po natin yung isang topic natin, which is the generating of patterns in our sequences. So, I hope marami po kayong natutunan sa discussion natin ngayon. And please see me on my next vlog and I will see you there. So, thank you everyone for watching. Please keep it up and God bless.
Don't stress your mind.